Good
Good
morning.
morning.
There will be a Zumba workout at 2:45 in the aerobics room, inside of the weight room.
The media center will be closed today.
Any girl interested in playing softball but missed the meeting can stop by the athletic office to pick up paperwork.
Want to help out at Spike Fest? We need scorekeepers and line judges. Please see Mrs. D ASAP.
Yo, MC Nonsense at the podium. Class is in session. It's the ultimate paradox, this ACT. As important as the test is, you cannot let it define you. MC Nonsense in the house talking ACT. Don't recognize the letters and it just don't see. You and I are judged disproportionately. Despite what we do from September to May, Snyder wants to judge us by just one day. Okay, Mr. Rick, yo, we can handle that. Keep moving the target. We'll continue to adapt. So sit back, settle in, and listen to me flow. Memorize the words so you can't help but know. Apologies to math and science. English is my thing. When I'm done, my rhyme will stick like a bumblebee sting. It's the ACT. So easy, you see. It's all about strategy. And if you know it, then you know it. If you don't, it's not a sin. Long as every little bubble it gets filled in. If you know it, then you know it. Then you know it's not a sin. Long as every little bubble it gets filled in. Yo, READING. You've been doing it since you were just a baby. If you don't like to read at this point, it doesn't matter. That's but one misconception you must shatter. Step 1, skim the first part of each section. 2, the coolest one should be your selection. 3, skim the questions. Make a mental note. Next up, first and last part of what they wrote. Answer questions. Skim some more. Answer questions. Skim some more. If you're not a fast reader, no need to trip. Just focus on 3 sections, let the 4th one slip. Of course, make sure every bubble is full, even if it's all C's. That'll be cool. It's Yo, the ACT. So easy, you see. It's all about strategy. And if you know it, then you know it. If you don't, it's not a sin. Long as every little bubble it gets filled in. If you know it, then you know it. Then you know it's not a sin. Long as every little bubble it gets filled in. Be ready for this. A little hit you like a hammer. To be educated, you gotta use grammar, not slang like I did. You'll sound like a kid. Certain rules apply to break us to forbid. First are the commas. They serve as pauses. Between adjectives, lists of different types of clauses. Dependent, independent, non-essential, always. You'll use this little mark as you move through the hallway. School with a purpose, only to improve. The sentence on the test, it's gotta be smooth. Another rule involves the apostrophe. That quirky little mark that confuses even me. If it's plural, possessive, it goes after the S. Singular before, or else you make a mess. Remember one thing, ITS is possessive. It's apostrophe ITS. It's apostrophe S, not a word. ITS apostrophe, not a word. Yo, ITS apostrophe, not a word. ITS apostrophe, not a word. ITS apostrophe, not a word. It's the ACT. So easy, you see. It's all about strategy. And if you know it, then you know it. If you don't, it's not a sin. Long as every little bubble it gets filled in. If you know it, then you know it. Then you know it's not a sin. Long as every little bubble it gets filled in. Yo, time to move on to the last part of the test. You'll be tired, worn out, and ready for a rest. But it's crucial you stay focused and keep on fighting. Time to tap your brain for the ACT right. First off, the intro. Get right to the point. Otherwise, the reader, you will disappoint. Turn the question to a statement, then provide some background. Take a stand, then move on. No need to be profound. Body 1 and body 2 are basically the same, except the reason and support. Just play the game. State it, explain it, prove it, conclude it. State it, explain it, prove it, conclude it. Yo, state it, explain it, prove it, conclude it. Yo, state it, explain it, prove it, conclude it. Now move to BP3 with a strong declaration. This is where you give a solid reputation. Choose the best part of the opposing side, then shoot it down so they feel fried. Close it out short and sweet, you got 30 minutes. Close your book at Len, say I'm in it to win it. Nonsense has spoken, you can get out your seat. I think it's safe to say we got this acronym beat. I think it's safe to say we got this acronym beat. I think it's safe to say we got this acronym beat. It's the ACT. So easy, you see. It's all about strategy. And if you know it, then you know it. If you don't, it's not a sin. Long as every little bubble it gets filled in. If you know it, then you know it. If you don't, it's not a sin. Long as every little bubble gets filled in. Safe to say we got this acronym beat. Safe to say we got this acronym beat. Yo, safe to say we got this acronym beat. Safe to say we got this acronym beat. It's the ACT. So easy, you see. It's all about strategy. And if you know it, then you know it. If you don't, it's not a sin. Long as every little bubble it gets filled in. If you know it, then you know it. If you don't, it's not a sin. Long as every little bubble it gets filled in. Yo, hey, juniors, you got this acronym beat. Sincerely, MC Nonsense.
Hello, this is Mr. Sims. and I have some very important announcements to share with you about the Michigan Merit Exam testing that we will have at Thurston High School. On Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday next week, all of our juniors will be taking the Michigan Merit Exam. This exam is the MEP test for high school students, and it is designed to assess our students' college and career readiness. As a result of this 3-day exam, your school days will be significantly altered. First of all, on Tuesday, only the juniors and others who are taking the Michigan Merit Exam will report to school. The buses will run in the morning for students who are testing. For juniors who are able to arrive at school between 7 o'clock and 7:35, they will be able to obtain a free light breakfast that consists of a bagel and cream cheese, some fruit, and some juice. It is very important, though, to get a good night's sleep and to eat a regular breakfast if at all possible. When juniors arrive on Tuesday morning, the buses will drop you off near the cafeteria. All juniors will need to bring their student ID for the check-in and to use to take advantage of the free breakfast. On Tuesday, juniors will have to remember that no cell phones are allowed in the testing room. Also, juniors will be able to access their lockers before testing begins on each of the 3 days if they are on time. And then they will only be able to access their locker at the end of each day's test, but only when all students have completed their testing. On Wednesday, the buses will run as normal in the morning to pick up the juniors so they can take day 2 of the MME. 11th graders will take the Word Keys test on this day. All other students will begin school at 10:45 in the morning. We will have the buses begin their runs around 10:15 so that students who take the bus may be able to get a ride to school. We will run a half-day schedule on Wednesday, and we will meet for first, second, and third hours with a lunch period included. Schedules for the day are posted in your classes and are available on the South Redford website. On Thursday, the buses will pick up the juniors in the morning as usual for them to take the day 3 portion of the MME. All other students will begin school at 10:45 a.m. Again, buses will begin to make the runs around 10:15 in the morning to pick up 9th, 10th, and 12th graders who need a ride. Classes will be shortened and we will meet for 3rd through 6th hour on that day. For all juniors, it is important to know that you've been very well prepared in your classes for this exam. By now, each of you have taken at least one practice ACT test. This experience enabled you to get a feel for the timing involved and to practice some test-taking strategies to help you feel more comfortable when you take the test this coming week. On a school-wide basis, all of our teachers have been working every week to help further develop the skills and strategies that will enable you to do your very best. I now urge each of you to be sure to be well rested each night prior to these tests. It is imperative to be on time and to be prepared with your student ID. Should you have any questions related to this week, please be sure to ask your teacher or an administrator. Thank you.
Today there will be a high of 30 and a low of 18. Happy birthday to Tierra Boyd, Madison Brooks, and Joseph Kangas. Happy birthday.
Goodbye.